What's up, everybody? So I had an interview with Wave Potter the other day, and the interview is so good that we talked a lot and did not pay much attention to the chat. I'm going to address that now. I went through the whole thing and picked out some questions you guys asked, and I'm going to go through them and answer whatever I can. So I'll put whatever names are in there, and I don't know. I guess you'll learn more about me than I learn about you. Here we go. Jeff Fenn. Yes, I skated to Metallica. That was probably the first band I really skated to. Actually, I remember the day in the summer me and my brother were out skating, and we were listening to AC/DC, Back in Black, Hell's Bells, and Metallica, Master of Puppets we were playing, and LL Cool J, I'm Bad tape, because it was a long friggin' time ago. So yeah, there was other stuff I skated to, but there's this one specific day I was trying to ollie over a skateboard. I did it that day. A skateboard up on its edge. Some other bars I mentioned the Wander Inn, and people said there's a Drag On Inn and a Tumble Inn in places they live, so those are clever. I have a voice like molasses. I guess that means thick and sweet. It's good. As far as my old bands, I do remember I had 2 demos from 2 of my bands. I'm going to have to dig those up because that'd be kind of fun to play and maybe react to it. Because there's a couple covers and some original music on there that I haven't put out yet. I'm going to put a pin in that and keep it for later. Let's see. Jeff asked if Elliot was a maniac. He is not a maniac. I don't think he dislikes him, but he's probably heard him so much he's getting kind of tired of it. But I did have him listen to the Unseen World instrumental, and he really likes that, so he's impressed. And yeah, Dave, I can't read the name I wrote down here. DeVore said something about Elliot hanging around in the back. I didn't talk to him. I should have, but I was engaged with Wave on there. But he had a hat on, an old Mear image hat that I had made. When I was about 18 or 19. I had several hats made up with Mear image embroidered on the front with this little goofy logo. Maybe I'll bring that back. But he was trying to show it off, and I was not receptive to that. He was trying to rep the merch. Yes. Toasty. Yes, I didn't get to Elliot. My apologies. I'll have to get him in a video maybe. I think he'd like to do that. You want to see that? Oh, Jeff, he said, is it safe to assume all the artwork in your room is yours? No, that's not true. The one right there, my brother painted that. Move out of the way. I was actually I was in a depressed, kind of dark time in my life, and he painted that. And he's not like a painter. He likes to paint, but he does a lot of other things. But he painted this picture and perfectly captured what I was going through. I was all dark and gray. My thoughts aren't with me. That's why the point's missing on the triangle. He knows I like triangles. And all the life and color and fun is going on around me, and I just couldn't see it. Brilliant painting. And wrote a song about it. It's called I See. Fun fact. Back in. Okay. So, what else? What else? Oh, Ant Music said that Peaky Blinders was filmed near him. That's cool. Did you see anybody? Any of the actors or anything? Also, Ant Music says when everything is going to hell, and Ryan says it'll be okay. You believe him. Well, that's nice. Thank you. Let's hope it turns out true. Mr. E asked if I was a trained artist. I didn't go to like formal training or anything. My dad taught me how to draw, and then I had a pretty good knack for it, and I learned to draw by looking at objects and redrawing them. I never used like a grid system, or tracing was just evil to me. Like, you just didn't do it. And so I do everything I could, cars and people and whatever. And then high school, I had a great teacher named Herb Eveland, and he was a great teacher, and he taught me a lot. So, I mean, if that's training, that's training. He taught me a lot about, you know, just creating a world in your drawing. I did take one class from the Chicago Institute of Art. It was in South Bend, one figure drawing class with nude models, which was, I mean, I didn't really learn anything other than, the only thing I picked up from that was, because I used to draw a thing like a comic book, I'd outline it and then shade it in, and they made the point of there's no lines on any of these objects you're drawing, so draw what's behind it, around it, draw the lighting, not the shape of it. So I did learn something from there. I mean, I probably could have done that without the nude models, but I'm glad I did it. Trained artist. Bill B asks, when will I cover an Akane song? Probably never. I mean, if I cover any Bandmade song, it's an Akane song, right? As far as me playing drum parts like Akane, it ain't gonna happen probably ever, because I don't have the time to dedicate to playing drums like that. Jen R. from, I gotta mention, Jen, I met her at the Moon. I talked about the Wild Rose Moon, and that's where we met, and we became friends. She asked, what's my favorite fruit, drink, and cookie? Interesting. Fruit? I think starfruit, actually. I don't ever have it. Like, hardly ever, but I like that fruit. Drink, beer. Various kinds of beer. I'm pretty partial to Three Floyds. And cookie, as much as I like homemade cookies, Chips Ahoy is like a staple in this household. I have to have it, or I get hangry. She also asked what I do in my spare time besides music and reactions. If I'm not hanging out with the family and, you know, watching some movies or playing some games or something, I'm pretty much doing music and reactions. So that's it. So, you know, if it's either like music, you know, here or at the Moon, or but yeah, spare time is family time for me. Like, I'm kind of breaking into family time right now, trying to get this done. Patron 40 Silver, what's your favorite Faith No More album? Good question. And that is Angel Dust. So when Faith No More came out, it was just something brand new. The first song off of there was an album before The Real Thing, but the first one they broke out was on the album The Real Thing, and the song off it was Epic, which had Mike Patton like rapping with basically metal going on behind him, which was cool. And there had been hard rock used in rap songs, but it wasn't like intentionally done yet that I knew of, that anybody really knew of. So when it came out, I was like, this is crazy. The video was crazy, and it was just really cool, and I really liked it, and bought the album. And because of that album, I learned about Black Sabbath because of the song War Pigs. They covered War Pigs. I didn't know it was a cover. My dad walked into the room when I was listening to it, and he said, hey, that sounds like Ozzy. I'm like, Ozzy? So I looked up in the liner notes, and it says John Osborne. I'm like, Ozzy Osbourne? Okay, what's this? He says, it's Black Sabbath. I'm like, that's the coolest name for a band I ever heard. So I got hooked on them for, the rest of my life. Anyway, so that album was great. Then their follow-up album came out, which I was waiting on, and it came out, and it was completely different. Like, tonally, imagery, completely different. The first one, Mike Patton pretty much wrote lyrics to the music that was there. This one, he's more involved with this whole songwriting process, because he came in and replaced Chuck Mosley for the Real Thing album. So when Angel Dust came out, it was a near total departure from the album before it. And there was elements of metal and funk and industrial and all these different song types in it. And he was singing super clear. He was singing hard rock. He was screaming his friggin' head off. And it was just great. Great epic album. And it the Real Thing showed me you could do whatever you wanted to do with music, and then Angel Dust just solidified that. Like, these guys can do whatever they want, and it's just as good as everything else they do. So, and you hear me say stuff like that a lot about Bandmade, like they can do whatever they want, and it sounds like that's all they do. So yes, great album. WB, 9 Inch Nails, Just Like You Imagined, awesome. I'm not sure why that comment came up, but yes, that is one of my all-time favorite songs by 9 Inch Nails. It's an instrumental, isn't it? I think it is, and it's awesome. It tells this whole story just audibly, and with all these, this builds to this huge crescendo, and I don't know how many layers of voices. It's amazing. I saw them in concert in Fort Wayne, guys, many years ago, but it was the best concert I've been to. And we were off to the side. You had the band was here and we were like over here, and horrible seats, but it sounded incredible, and it was still awesome to behold. It was amazing. I saw him do that live. Do I like the Bandmade logo from Mr. E, which I guess is referencing my talk of logos and stuff. Yes, I do like the Bandmade logo. It's nice and striking and simple. It works on light colors and dark colors. You don't have to worry about shading or gradation or anything. It's a good move on their part. So yeah, a solid logo. Lord Vordor, 9 Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine, epic, revolutionary, ahead of its time for 89. I agree. Let's see, I mean, think of what else was popular in 89. First thing that comes to mind, of course, for me is the Batman movie with Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, and Prince's Bat Dance songs, which were popular, and they just really not that good. And to think that Hit Like a Hole and Down in It came out at the same time is pretty amazing. Pretty awesome stuff. So yes, good stuff. Matt Horseman called me a boomer because I use Corel Draw. Psh, dude, you don't need to know how old boomers are, obviously. Yeah, Glenn Kelly said I was too young. WB, yes, I haven't heard much of the early stuff. Oh, that's my answer. Yes, if I heard much of Bandmade's early stuff, and no, I have not. Some of it, yeah, you know, a few songs off each album maybe, but I haven't listened to them. There's just so much other stuff to listen to. Let's see. Dean F says he wants to buy some of my artwork. I've been asked a lot about artwork and if it's for sale, and they want to buy the originals, and I'd like to keep the originals. I do, and I might end up selling some prints or NFTs if I can ever figure that shit out. Yeah, I'm going to keep my originals unless something really, maybe a 10,000 sub thing, somebody can get that. That'd be pretty big. Or maybe they can get the only print. Maybe. Rosie asked about the shirt I had on, my new Mear Major logo. Thank you for doing that, because I was spacing on pointing it out myself. Lord Vordor again. Are the Gaijin guys going to react to Clupo? I think it'd probably be a pretty smart move, since it's going to be one of the new things coming out since we started. So yes, I would say yes. I'm going to. Either way. Space Ranger. Have I reacted to Bandmade Covers? No, I have not. I've seen a couple that weren't that good, and I don't really want to put out a video and be like, this band sucks, So I mean, if there's some good covers, let me know, and I'll check them out. I don't want to put anybody down, because covering a band like that is crazy anyway, and if you got the balls to do it, I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is great, if it's not great. That's just me. Phil Prophet, live reaction to Beauty and the Beast. I have that already? That might be the one video I have in the bank that I haven't put out yet. I'm going to have to check on that. Maybe. Matt, please make a I'm big in Japan shirt. I mean, I would probably be physically big in Japan, but I don't think I'm really that big in Japan. I guess it's possible. Patron 40 Silver. Suicidal Tendencies was my favorite skate music. Me too. I mentioned those other bands earlier, but yeah, the one I really liked to play when I found out about them was the Suicidal Tendencies. Light Studio Revolution. Is that the name of it? Or Lights Camera Revolution. That album was freaking insane because it was thrash, it was metal, and it had these big long epic solos and Robert Trujillo on bass fucking slapping the hell out of it. And that's kind of the first time I heard anybody play bass like that. So yeah, that's an awesome album. I skated a lot to that. Where the heck was I? Ant Music asks, what do I drive? Okay, I drive a 2009 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited with a yellow stripe down the side that I put on myself. So I can't get away with anything because everybody knows it's my Jeep. Jeff, I wrote down here that there were no skate parks around me. I think you may have talked about skating on ramps and stuff, and there were none around when I was a kid. Just none. Not even close. I couldn't drive myself to get there, so... Makoto said, came here for Bandmade and got Skater Boy. Whatever, dude. AMS. Yes, this must have been about Rodney Mullen. He said, yes, he invented those tricks. Ollie, kickflip, heel flip. Yeah. Rodney Mullen is an interesting guy. I'm like, seriously, check him out, guys. He's an interesting story. He was, had a very strict father, and Rodney loved to skate, but they moved out. I think they moved out to the country, and all he had was concrete in the garage. It's the only place he could skate because it was out in the country, and so he couldn't go skate on curbs or benches or whatever. So he just developed this style of skating on flat ground, and then he took it to the street and just blew everybody away. Paul said, skating, swords, art, t-shirts equals eclectic. All right, I'm cool with that. And music, what song would I ask Konami to show me? It's a good question. I don't know. I guess there's a group of songs I would have to ask about, and it'd be Psionic Dory and Giovanni, Black Hole, HGK, any of those. And you'd get five different guitar parts, and she'd be like, that's the first measure, here's the next one. Too much for me to contemplate anyway. What Space Ranger, are there any bands that are no more that I think should have been bigger? I don't know. I can't think of a lot of bands that have broken up that I was into. One that I know I wish that they would have done more was Army of Anyone. It had guitar and bass from Stone Temple Pilots. I can't remember who played drums, but the drummer was amazing. The band's called Army of Anyone. Look it up. And so Stone Temple Pilots, bass and guitar, and Richard Patrick from Filter singing. It's an incredible album. The whole album's great. It doesn't sound like Filter at all. You can hear elements of STP because, they were, the driving sound on there other than vocals. So, but it doesn't sound like STP, and the drums are nuts. But yeah, great song. I think I Wish You Were Here by them. It's not a cover, but it's their own song, and it's awesome. So yeah, Army of Anyone. Only a couple more left. If I had one question for Konami, what would it be? I think I answered this during the interview, but I'll say again, it would be about our songwriting process and how much of it was there to begin with compared to what ends up on like the studio recording. If there's a lot added after the fact, or if she has like everything there, you know. Curious about that. I can't. Somebody asked if somebody's stomach was gurgling, and yeah, it was mine. I hadn't eaten yet. And Silent Chaos. When I first heard Bandmade, what era of music did it take me to? The first, I guess it depends where you hear them, because the first song I heard was Thrill, and that took me right to Black Sabbath and grunge and Winery Dogs. So it took me to the 70s, 90s, and 2000s with that one tune. And but if I'd have jumped into them now, I don't know. They use such a wide spectrum of music that you try and pinpoint what it reminds you of, and it's like shattered, like, because they use fragments of everything to make this one whole thing. So hey, that's I got through all the questions. Thanks everybody for putting in the time to watch me and Wave have a chat. That was fun. We will do it again. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe I should start interviewing people. We'll see. But that's it. Thank you very much. See you on the next video I end up doing. Bye.